tongue over his teeth, eyeing her like she was one of those thick steaks he brought home from the butcher to cook only for himself. Lead settled in my gut when I realized she was older than I thought, despite being so small. Probably older than me. She already had tits and definitely wasn't wearing a bra. Jerry couldn't take his eyes off those tits of hers, and he wasn't even trying to hide it. If the way he looked at Destiny wasn't right, the way he looked at Hope was downright fucked up. I'd found his porno mags stuffed into a box in the lean-to where he thought no one would see them. He liked them young and blonde, and I wanted to yell at the social worker to take both girls and get them as far away from this house as possible. But I knew what had happened if I shot my mouth off. I'd be the one who got booted, and there wouldn't be no one to protect either of them from Jerry. "Missed you so much," Hope whispered to Destiny as she dropped to her knees on the dirty linoleum floor. They hugged long and hard before Hope looked up to take in the rest of us. Jerry stepped forward first, of course, his gut strained against his white tank top as he held out his arms. "I'm your new daddy, Hope. Welcome home." Hope's eyes widened, and she looked behind him until she caught sight of me. Like recognized like. She knew I wasn't one of the real kids. I shook my head just an inch to give her the warning. I had to give the girl credit. She was quick on picking up signals, which blew, because that meant she'd been through shit that would make me go ballistic. She kept Destiny hugged to her side and did one of those side pat things with Jerry, but that bastard was persistent. He squeezed both girls in a hug. "Feels like our little family's complete now." Dixie gave her a nod. She didn't say much, probably because she spent as much of the day as possible drinking from a Sprite 2-liter bottle. Except there were no bubbles in it, and when she passed out on the couch for the first time after I moved in, I'd twisted the lid off to take a swig. Vodka. Should I know that shit at 13? Probably not, but I didn't have the luxury of a childhood. Plus, she was always busy covering up the bruises Jerry left on her the mornings after those nights he turned the record player up real loud in their room. Maybe it was wrong, but since I was already pretty sure I was going to hell since my last foster mom's favorite nickname for me was Spawn of Satan, I was glad of those nights. It meant there was less chance he'd make a move on Destiny. But Hope? Fuck. Hope meant trouble. Jerry released them both after the awkwardly long embrace. The social worker was still beaming about her accomplishment of reuniting siblings. "Well, I'll leave y'all to get better acquainted." She looked at Dixie. "You know the drill. Nothing new." Jerry laughed, and the bottom of his shirt lifted so his gut hung over his pants. "Nothing but a bump back up in that check we get every month, you mean?" The social worker's smile dimmed a few watts, but she nodded. "Of course." She looked down at the two girls, but focused mostly on the new girl. "You have my number if you need to talk about anything for any reason. I hope you enjoy your new home, and I'm so glad you and Destiny are finally together again." "She's gonna love it," Jerry said. As soon as the social worker drove away, Jerry wrapped his sausage-like fingers around Hope's forearm. "I'll show you your new room. You'll be right next to me and Dixie." "I can share with Destiny," Hope said. "It's no bother. I don't need my own room." Jerry ran his tongue over his teeth again. "You're too old to be sharing a room. We got plenty. Come on, and don't argue." That slimy, creepy feeling grew as Jerry dragged her up the stairs, probably headed to the room vacated by another foster kid before Destiny and I showed up within a few days of each other. From what Jerry Jr. said, that one was a girl too. He was only 7, so he couldn't tell me why she moved on, and I wasn't sure I wanted to know. Hope's blue eyes, the exact match of Destiny's, locked on me as the trash bag slapped against every step. I saw the fear. She knew she'd just walked into a keg of gunpowder, just waiting for a spark to explode in her face. I didn't break her stare until they turned the corner at the top of the steps, but I vowed in that moment.